Alright, so today is the day. Cat delete. You can't really see, I'll show you better when it comes off, but that is a massive cat. Like I showed you last time, I did go ahead and get all the exhaust done except for that little bit of piping, but it's going to be hard to see. There's 3 bolts up in there for this pipe. Yeah, there you can kind of see one, see the other there, and one up there. Then there is also a bracket. I got a puppy trying to stay out of the sun. They love underneath vehicles for some reason, even when it's not hot out. But there's a bracket holding the exhaust to the motor. I get first support and everything, and there's bushings inside of it. But the only way to get to that is with the downpipe off. So we're gonna unbolt those so you get the intake off, get the test pipe. That's what I believe they call it, because this is the downpipe. Get that off, and we work on getting this off. And I did put a beak clamp right there, so I can pull this off without pulling the entire exhaust off. And go get this little piece made 3-inch and get it welded on and get everything back on and see how she sounds. And with that cat delete, it's going to change quite a bit, because I'll show you better when it comes off. It's a very big cat. So let me go ahead and get these 3 bolts and start taking stuff off and get right back. So here it is. There's the old cat. Here's the new test pipe cat delete. See how massive that cat is. It's basically 2 cats. You got this one and the small part here. See in there? Nothing, you can't really see. Yeah, there you go. Nothing's really wrong with my cat. But like I said, I like to be able to have the sound. Now, depending on manufacturer, I've seen some where they just put the cat like just a thin piece here, and they'll do a thin piece here. I've seen them all the way through. This one I'm not too sure, but it is technically 2 different cats. So you got here and here, which is weird for them to be that close together, but it saves them more piping, I'm not sure. But so cat delete, and unless you tune it right away, you're gonna need to put a 90-degree spacer in here, because obviously right here, if you can see that, there's the cat. It's after the cat. All the heat is coming through here, so you have you have nothing to block all the heat. So it's gonna read running rich and all that. Put this in there, it pulls it out of the heat, and normally I just put a spacer up here, but the firewall's like right here, so you can't do that. So you want to put a 90-degree in there, and that will stop you from having a check engine light without a tune. They did come with these studs. I put them in. They also came with new bolts, but they are this style right here, which is kind of a crush washer, and if you see, it basically starts stripping them out. Without stripping them out, they're still good, but I don't like how it does that. So I'm using the factory nuts. It's very odd how these are set up. I don't know if it'll show up on camera. Let's see. Kind of right there. It's hard to tell, but there's a little break in the actual piece. You can see it right there. So that acts as kind of how some of them have the nylon rings, and if you see, even the factory ones have the little piece in there that's basically kind of a lock. So I'm going to keep the factory ones. I don't like how they strip out, and I'm not stripping my stuff out. Worst thing I got to do is get new studs on there. But like, they go on fine, but they're really tight, and if you see, it does that. So these ones will not do that to my factory studs. Other thing, what I recommend doing while you have it off, always, yeah, right there, always check your little wastegate piece. This is a very common boost leak, and you cannot spin mine at all. No play, so mine's good. which is where I thought my boost leak was coming from. It ended up being the PCV valve. So I knew mine was good, but it's always good to double check. So let's pop this in real quick. So, bam. And that's how it will go. I still gotta tighten that up. I guess I should do that first. But I was gonna take that thing out because it kind of hits on there, but I'm just gonna bend it up because your wiper cowl or your wiper stuff's in there. Actually, not. Why did I say wiper? Damn. Power steering rack is in there, and you don't want that to get too hot. So you got a little bit of a space, like a little bit of a guard right there. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and tighten that up because I did take it off, but it turns out I need it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and bolt this up and mock up my other part. I'm gonna take this back out. I will say I got this from USP, and great pipe, great quality. I mean, you can see the welds on this thing, beautiful welds. There's one review on that site, and I'm gonna leave a review because I don't like that review. Basically, how they put it is it's a great quality and all, and you get sound and performance from it, but they said it was too high of a bend, which that is not high of a bend. So they said it caused a rattle, which I don't see it, besides with this, I don't see it being close to anything. So they probably mean with the O2 sensor in there, I'm not sure, but it's not touching anything in mine. So I don't know what, I think that was a user error instead of a default, because this is great. I mean, that's tiny bend right there. I mean, if you put it up to the stock Cat, I mean, it's exactly the same. I mean, the stock one's actually wider, so I don't see how this would make a rattle. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave a review too and say it's great. I mean, it's perfect quality, perfect fitment. I don't have a problem with it. So I'm gonna go. The only other thing I found out, you see that since it's 3-inch, it has to bolt up to the factory mount, which if you see that, it's extremely tiny. That is 2-inch piping. 3-inch will not fit. As you see, that's why they give you studs, because you cannot get a bolt on this side. So as of right now, I'm still gonna change the pipe, the last little bit of stock. I'm gonna do 2.5 for now, because it still allows me to put the bolt on this side. But later on, I am gonna get 2 new 3-inch flanges, so it's actually bigger, and I can do 3-inch all the way back. But as for right now, I'm gonna get that tightened up and get this bolted in. Alright, I got the down. I'm gonna test pipe installed. I keep wanting to call it down pipe. On these cars, it's the test pipe, then the down pipe. On my Mazda, it was down pipe, then the test pipe. So I keep getting confused. You don't have to take the intake out, or the air box, whatever you want to call it, but it was a lot easier to get down in there and get that maneuver down in there with taking it off. I did try without, but I was like, screw it, I took it off. Got those 2 sensors in. You can't see from here. Well, like I said, I use the stock bolts. I didn't like the bolts they came with. Get under here. I had to do a little bit of piecing some pipe together, as you can see. 1, 2, 3 pieces to get that at the angle it needs, but it is great. No touching anyway. Right now I do have this little plate off. I need to get just a little bit of a spacer so it doesn't rattle. It was really close. I'm gonna put it back on with the new how it's set up now and see if it does, but worst case, just gotta get a couple washers or a really thick washer and put on there. But yep, got that on. 3-inch all the way back. So let's get this first cold start. personally was expecting a lot louder with full 3-inch turbo back, cat delete and all, but it is what it is. Got a nice tone to it. Let it warm up for a minute and we'll do some rev ups. Well, it definitely got louder on revs, so I mean, guess that's nice. I mean, I don't mind a somewhat quiet idle. I like some noise when I'm getting on it though, so we'll just see how it does when I'm driving today and go from there. But I'm happy with it. Like I said, I wish it was a little louder. I like loud vehicles, but at the end of the day, it's still a 4-cylinder, so I mean, it can't get too loud, even though my Mazda was louder, but also it's pushing more boost, little bigger motor, intake, all that, so more fuel obviously with more boost, so this will get up there. I do plan on doing an intake and a tune soon, hopefully get this thing up to about 20 pounds, close to it, and we'll see from there. But hope you guys like, please hit that subscribe and